I was gonna say it, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Like, what could possibly go wrong? Hey, welcome, Brett. Welcome everybody to the Therapy Unzipped podcast.
Hi there, Tom. How diddly doodly.
Life is good. Had a great week, and there were some interesting themes, but they're all escaping me right now at present.
Right.
But
It
you,
was an interesting week. I have been following. I used to be a big fan of South Park, and I just kind of got away for it for a while. But
yeah,
then it's been on the news lately. Just some of the content they're doing about the current political climate,
yeah.
and I just have found it hysterical to watch. And not because, not because it's the particular political bend that it has, just that it is so cutting right through like current topics.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe it. I actually watched the this week's episode last night. It aired
Yeah.
Wednesday night, and I watched it Thursday night. And it was so topical. I'm like, how did they put this cartoon together, like of stuff that happened a week ago?
Right? It's amazing how like it's seemingly coming out right as other things are coming out. And you're like, how did
Yeah,
wow, it's insider trading or something going
right. Yeah. But that leads to an interesting topic of what it seems like right now is there is so much stuff going on in the world, right? Between the wars going on, our economy, prices, the trials, Epstein files. I mean, there is
on.
so much that we're just flooded with this information on a daily basis, and it's hard to even focus on one thing. It's like there's a new crisis every day, so I forget about the
Mhm.
crisis 4 days ago. And
Right. So what do you look at? What do you consume? What are you focusing on?
right. And I think, is that a strategy? Possibly. Is there just so much out there? I don't know. Who knows? But the interesting part is it be careful in your life and take all the world events out, but put this into your own personal life that there are people and situations in your life, well, that will just flood you
Yeah.
with information and situations and information, and it's a strategy. It's a distracting strategy.
Well, ultimately, you have the power, the agency, the ability to choose what you focus on.
Right.
I think a lot of us, and I'm falling victim to that too, of the victim kind of mentality where like I feel like I'm bombarded with all this shit. I don't have a choice, and
Hmm.
I got to stay abreast on
Hmm.
what's going on, and just open up. I don't have to open up Instagram or Facebook
Right.
or TikTok or I don't have
Right.
to look at the headlines. I don't have
Right.
to open up the news app.
Yeah. It reminds me of I love this movie, The Incredibles, right? I love, we do, I mean, we do movie quotes all the time, but so I should have tested you on this one. But um, when everybody's super, then nobody is.
Yeah, powerful,
Syndrome. Yeah. From The Incredibles.
pretty
It was,
powerful, powerful.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right. We can choose what it is that's important to us, what it is that we want to give our time and attention to. We
Mhm.
don't have to process, synthesize, take in the information as it comes at us. We can choose what's important to us and when enough is enough, when to turn the spigot off, you know?
Yeah. Well, and to me, it goes back to what are you in control of? So
Right. Hmm.
all that stuff that's out there, what do you have an impact on or influence over? What can you
Right.
do about any of it? And most of that shit you cannot.
Right. Yeah.
Well, what
And
you
then,
doing by consuming it? Just causing yourself more stress.
right. And people are on that, that consumption scale where they're just every day just taking it in and taking it in and then processing it and getting upset or having opinions and this and that.
Mhm.
And it is distracting from what is really important in your life. And what is that? You, your health, your safety, your welfare, your family,
Yeah.
the things that are in your control.
Mhm. Well, so what happens is, see, what had happened was
What had
that be
happened?
because we're flooded with all this stuff, now we have to combat that with entertainment, with an escape.
Hmm.
And so we do that by watching movies and TV shows and by scrolling on TikTok or Instagram and just looking at random posts, based on your algorithm,
Hmm.
not anything spectacularly informative or educational, just random shit. And so
Hmm.
that helps us escape. However, you still have a choice as to what you consume. And
Right.
well, you mentioned things before, your own health and wellness, and then the health and wellness of your family, and making sure that you are, safe, financially robust, that you're doing good things for yourself and for your family.
Hmm.
That should be more of the focus, and it's just not.
Hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
No,
when I look at
absolutely.
my life, I do healthy stuff for myself and for my family. However, there's a large, if you look at the pie, the pie chart, how much time do I devote towards health and wellness? It's a little bit more than the if you found $1 million, you donate it to charity piece of that pie. Right. But it's not quite the majority. The majority is probably just engaging or consuming in shit that, has no relevance to my health and wellness or my growth
Hmm.
or development.
Hmm. Right. It's that whole information fatigue. It's you get so bombarded by this and that and all of the happenings and by what you're consuming that it's at some point it's overwhelming. And people talk about taking a social media break. um, and yeah, and I mean, I've said on this program before, I've never had a Facebook account. It's just not something I'm interested in,
Mhm.
and I really believe I'm a better person for it.
Yeah.
um, because when I talk to people, friends, family, even patients, when they talk about the information fatigue and all the stuff that comes at them, I'm like, well, you're in control of that. Just turn
Right.
it off, turn the spigot off.
Right. I mean, I use the TikTok and the Instagram to post therapeutic stuff, and of course, I'm also consuming for an escape as well. And I rarely open up Facebook, but I have one because it's all like connected. It's all part of it, and whatever I post to Instagram gets pushed to Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while, I'll just open up the Facebook. Not like I'm even scrolling, but sometimes I'm looking at like used fitness equipment on the marketplace or something. But as soon as you open it up, there's automatically a posting from one of your friends or somebody that you follow or whatever. And there was, I'm not even going to describe it, but there was a really disturbing video, violent, disturbing video that was just on Facebook. And I'm like, how can this like be like just out there, just for
Mm-hmm.
anybody and everybody to just open up and just see this kind of bullshit?
Mm-hmm.
Horrendous stuff. Like, that was a little bit traumatized by seeing that. And I wasn't looking for that. I was relaxing. It was on the weekend. And like, I mean, years ago when I was trying to, post stuff for our practice, the psychiatrist that I'm with, she was doing the medical marijuana stuff. And so they wouldn't allow me to post stuff because on the website, one of the keywords, was marijuana. And so they're like, you can't post that, you know. You can't post
Well,
website because on the website somewhere there's a page that has medical marijuana on it. But, I could see this horrendously violent, death and dismemberment type of video. Like, what the fuck?
yeah. you know, my dad was an old boomer guy and, passed now, but I remember when I was a kid and I grew up in the 70s, and he's like, get away from that idiot box. That TV's going to rot your brain.
Yeah.
And I always thought, oh, well, okay, boomer, back then.
Mhm.
And the older I get, the more I'm like, man, a lot of this social media and just and it's I don't think it's just social media. It's the overconsumption of the social media. It rots your brain.
You rot your brain. I have this sound bite in my head from this movie. I should have quizzed you on it, but I'll just tell you anyway. The movie was called "Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's
Oh,
Dead."
Love that movie.
And there was the old lady babysitter, and she's like, "TV rots your brain."
Yeah.
And that's the image and the soundbite that I hear whenever
Yeah.
I'm, TV
Christina.
and social
Chris,
media and all that. It just rots your
yeah. Christina Applegate. Great
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great movie. But yeah, it does. And it's so, we do have the ability to pick and choose what it is we do, how much time we spend with it. And not only that, but how we let it impact us and affect our lives.
Hmm.
Um, Tom, how many times have you and I, over the past, oh my gosh, even I would say 10 years, it's gotten worse. Um, how many conversations we've had with people. Well, why do you continue to watch that? Why do you continue to consume that information? All you do is talk about how distressing it is, how upset it makes you, how,
Hmm.
you know, you're dismayed by what it is that you're watching, but yet you continue to watch it. What's up with that?
Right. Why can we not turn that off? Is it
Mm-hmm.
because the group think everybody's doing it and I'm going to be left out? Is it the FOMO?
Right,
Or is it
right,
because we just don't know what to do with our lives? We're just so bored that we don't want to put energy into health and
right,
wellness unless we absolutely have to, because we're very reactive as a society, especially when it comes to health and wellness. We're not proactive at all. I mean, I know that that's been slowly kind of changing with people engaging in alternative medicine and therapies and,
yeah,
focusing on health and fitness. And that's really good, but it's not the standard practice for sure.
right. And remember that, I mean, social media is there to engage you. The more time you spend with them, the more money they make. And not only social media, but the regular media. The more time you spend in front of the TV consuming 24-hour news cycles about the latest thing that this person said or the latest thing that this person did,
Hmm.
um, the more money that they're making,
Yeah.
right? It is it's an algorithm. It is designed to capture your attention. They want you to watch as long as possible.
Hmm.
So, I mean, once you know the rules of the game, you can decide whether you want to engage in that game or not.
Have you ever had that moment when you need to go do something, you need to go to the bathroom, or you need to go to sleep, whatever, and you just keep scrolling and you can't seem to stop scrolling?
Mm-hmm.
Like you just want to see what the next video is.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just this automatic, like just I don't know,
And
vampire
with
energy
TV,
suck.
with outside of the news cycle, but in TV shows, right? This is my biggest pet peeve. And if a TV show does this, I don't care how impressive it is, I will not watch it. When they do you watch a 10-minute clip, right? And then they go to a commercial break. And
Yeah.
then after the commercial break, they spend 2 minutes reviewing the previous 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, it
You're
drives
like,
me insane. It's like, I've been watching this. I don't need a recap from 10 minutes ago.
right. I just want to see what happened,
Right. And if when it does that twice, I'm
right?
like, I'm done. I can't do this.
And it's formulaic and they know it's going to keep you
Mm-hmm.
engaged, and they
Right.
utilize that. Hmm.
Right. I want to see what happens at Skinwalker Ranch, and I want to know the treasure under Oak Island,
Right.
but I cannot.
Yeah. I don't think they're ever going to find that treasure. Is
I
she
don't
going to get the cake over to the table? We'll be right back.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you lived your life like that? Like, try doing that with, a friend or a family member or spouse, significant other. You know?
Right. You just break into a commercial
Yeah.
or something.
Right.
Yeah, we have to
Hey,
make a decision now. What do you want to do with this? Oh,
right.
oh, O'Reilly.
Hey, I'm making. How does chicken and rice sound for dinner? Hey, that sounds good. Okay, I'll make that. No problem.
Mhm.
Hey, just to remember, we're having chicken and rice. In case you missed, for the recap. Hey, we're having chicken and rice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that lasts about 10 minutes, and you're good to.
Uh-huh. Hey guys, guess what? We're having chicken and rice for dinner.
Hey, in case you missed the last episode, chicken and rice is cooking.
Oh man, yeah.
Too funny, Tom.
talking. I was talking with a client about the AI and how
Ooh.
I think it's a nice adjunct to therapy. I know we've discussed this before, but I know this is going to be a reoccurring topic. But it's only going to spit back to you what you feed it, whatever you're putting in, and however it gets to know you based on the information you've provided it. It's so limited regarding that. So it's a nice addition or adjunct to having a human therapist heart to heart connection. But it's just it's causing some harm out there because people are solely relying on that and
Yeah.
not critically examining, what it really is. And look,
Right.
hey, we know this by default. If you don't give it another prompt, like be devil's advocate or give me an alternative perspective or don't just validate me, right?
Hmm.
As part of your prompt, it's going to, by default, say you're the greatest person alive and validate every
Hmm.
single thing that you have to say and give you biased information to,
Hmm.
to confirm what it is you are asking it. And so that's by design because it wants you to utilize that. People want to be heard. So you're going to be utilizing it more because it's so validating to you. Like,
Right.
just going to
For
keep
sure.
using this. However, you got to be careful if you're not giving that those other prompts to give you a different view or an alternate
Hmm.
opinion or.
And it's a tool, so you have to program it to what it is you want it to do. Like, like you're saying, giving it the right prompts. But, it should not be your therapist, but it should be, hey, ask me every day about three things I'm grateful for. Or,
Yeah.
you prompt it to do what it is you want them to do. Hey, remind me that whatever, remind me to rewrite my internal dialogue, whatever it is that you want it to do, you
Yeah.
know, prompt it to do the same. And hey, as we're on this time, you got to watch that South Park episode because it was all about, well, some of the political stuff, but it was all about Chat GPT. And everyone was like in this relationship with Chat GPT. And
Oh,
it
how
was
funny.
just reaffirming, hey, what a great idea. You're so creative.
Right.
Would you like me to help you develop that idea? And they're just the worst ideas ever.
I want to see that then. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was really, really
I
good.
mean, because we need to be challenged as individuals, and we talk about that all the time about how adversity is, something that we need to embrace
Hmm.
and really enjoy. But you're not getting any adversity or being challenged if you're being agreed with all the time, or being
Hmm.
validated and everything that you say is
Yeah.
fantastic. It's just does it feel good? Sure, it feels good, but
Yeah. That's an interesting perspective. Because earlier we were talking about, hey, what were the common themes this week? And you and I are like, everyone's crazy. No, no, I'm just kidding. But an interesting theme that's popped up recently is adult parents and their kids are young adults, and it's a hard time. It's let me get to the point. It's very hard to watch your kids make mistakes,
Mhm.
right, as young adults, but you have to let them do that. You have to let them make mistakes because that's where they learn. Imagine all the lessons we learned. Tom, you and I learned because we made all kinds of mistakes, but that's what we learned from.
We did.
You don't learn from successes, you learn from mistakes.
Yeah.
And it's not only your adult children, but the other people in their life. They have to make the decisions that they make. If they're asking for your opinion or your observations or whatever, you can give those, but allow people to self-determination. Make
Mhm.
them do what they're going to do.
Right. When you fail, this is good. Embrace
Yeah,
that. That's when you learn. That's when you grow. You have to.
right, for sure.
People are afraid of that though, Brett.
Yeah,
They don't want to
but what?
fail.
Right.
They don't want to look
Well,
stupid.
right. And I mean, really, who gives a darn dilly dooley what other people think? I
Right.
mean, that's, when you talk about personal development, I make this scenario with people. I'm like, listen, when you're a young child, you are looking for validation from your parents or your guardians or the people that are your caretakers.
Right.
That's where your source of validation comes from. And then when you hit middle school, high school, you break away from your families a little bit and you're looking for validation from your friends, right? And
Yeah.
that's why all middle schoolers and high schoolers are kind of idiots, right? Because they just crack ups. They're just trying to get their friends' attention. Um, that's how they're getting validated. Well, the whole point in becoming adult is shedding that whole external validation and turning that inwards. I want to validate myself. I am happy with me. My validation comes internally as opposed to externally. And we see people that still continue to struggle with that, that
Yeah.
they're still looking for all that external validation.
Well, they're not taught how to do that, and that
Right.
is uncomfortable, and they don't want to necessarily do the things that are required in order to do that because we want to feel part of something, something bigger than ourselves that we can feel connected to, that provides an element of safety and security for us. And it's why there's that fear of missing out. It's why we can't stop scrolling or watching TVs and movies and watching the news, is because everybody's talking about it and we don't want to get left out. We want to be a part of that. And so then we fall victim to it and we just
Right.
cannot stop, I don't suggest that you go be a hermit and live out in the woods and chop wood, but doesn't that sound great?
That's what I'm going to do. That's all. That's me. That's my plan, Tom. Get
Yeah.
out of my head.
Mhm.
But it's funny when people come in and like, man, I can't believe what a crappy day I've had today. This guy cut me off in traffic, and I pulled up to be like, bruh, what? And he like gave me the middle finger, and I can't believe that guy. Blah, 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 blah. And it's spun you out of control. I'm like, why do you give a rip what this guy does, says? It's a stranger,
Yeah.
right? So you're gonna let this other person take control of your emotions, take control of your life, your mood, and has spun you out of control. Why do you care what other, you've never met this person, you'll never see them again. Why do they get to influence your life?
There's a guy who's a friend, and I don't want to give out too much information, but essentially had that road rage type of thing, and was driving down to West Palm, and he's the type that if somebody gets in front of him, or whether it's cut him off or doesn't enable him to go the speed limit that he wants to because they're driving slow, right? He'll maneuver his vehicle in such a way that the person who's trying to he needs to go to West Palm and the exit's right there, and the other person, that car that did whatever to him, wants to get off on West Palm. He'll maneuver his car so that they can't merge to get off the exit, and he doesn't get off the exit, and he says, all right, I guess we're both fucking going to Miami then.
Wow.
I just find that story hilarious, like how intense and insane that amount of like road rage. Like, I'm so pissed at you because you got in front of me, or whatever the case may be,
Right.
that I'm going to go out of my way and you're to make you go out of your way just to piss you,
Right.
just to get one over on you. I guess we're both going to Miami.
Well, you have conversations with people and you start breaking that down. It's like, why? Well, it's not fair. Well,
Yeah.
who told you that life was fair? It's not fair. It's not just. It's not fair. Well, of course it's not.
Yeah.
The thing is, and I've said this on this program before, but it's one of my favorites of all time. I had this young adult. He's probably 22 or 23 now, and he he came up with the phrase, and I would repeat it to him all the time. He's like, "I'm not letting anybody drive my meat sack."
Yeah.
Love that, and it's so true. Why would you let other people in your head control your brain, control your decisions, your mood, your why are you turning your meat sack over to somebody else?
Well, you know what? Interestingly enough, maybe since we feel victim to needing to continuously scroll and watch and consume stuff that everybody else is consuming just so we can feel a part of, it puts us in that kind of victim mentality. And so maybe we're conditioned to be that way, like,
You know,
this is happening to me. Look at what's happening to me and around.
right? Well, Tom, I'm not conditioned to be that way because I don't give a rip about anybody else, what anybody thinks, says, does. You know, I'm in control of me. I'm in control of my mood, my emotions, my all of that.
So take back your personal power. Anybody who's
Absolutely.
listening who can relate to what we're talking about today, and focus on what you want to focus on. What do you want to really consume? Do you want to be consuming 3 hours of TikTok? Maybe you do. Okay. All right. But be warned because there's a price for that.
Hmm.
Would you rather spend that time? Okay. Maybe you spend an hour, maybe you chunk that down to an hour and then go spend those other 2 hours on doing something healthy for yourself.
Right. Right. And I mean, it goes back to how many, every day I say this, and it seems repetitive, but, I talk to different people every day. So that's a good thing. What do you do every day that brings you joy? And I ask that very simple question, and it spins people kind of out of control. What do you mean? Like, what brings you joy? What do you like to do? Do you like to read? Do you like to go for a walk, play with your dog, dance, yoga, watch a movie? What do you like to do?
Yeah. You
I
need
don't
to
know.
do things that are things that bring you joy and things that you can be proud about yourself
Hmm.
for. Are you proud that you watched TikTok for 3 hours?
Hmm.
Probably not. Are you proud that you did deadlifts this morning? I am.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm proud of that. I didn't really want to get up. Had a late night last night. I didn't want to get up and do it. You know, I one of the shirts that you would usually wear because I had the same one. I put on that dummy Bob, so it seems like Brett's there. But I'm out there,
Deadlifts were
and
easy.
I could have easily said "fuck it" and not done,
Mm.
but I did it, and I'm proud of myself for that. Do
Hey,
things that make you proud.
if squats were easy, Tom.
Right. Yeah, they'd be called your mom.
But I remember wearing that shirt through the hoity-toity neighborhood that we used to live next to, and
Oh yeah.
I was walking through there with that shirt on, and this woman was just smiling, and then she read my shirt, and she was just frowning.
Right. And squats is spelled weird, so like it took
Yeah,
probably took her a moment, like she really had to focus to
right.
squats? What is the word?
Squats.
Oh.
But
Oh,
you're right, Tom. Make your decisions in life. What it is you want to do, what it is you want to spend time on, and do things that bring you joy. And even, you've got to set time at least 10 minutes a day, hopefully more, hopefully an hour, but well, at least 10 minutes, because what that does is your brain is anticipating it. Your brain will put up with a lot of garbage because I have this reward coming at the end, right? And, unfortunately, people get in trouble with their reward system, right? Drugs, alcohol,
sure.
maladaptive coping skills.
Yeah.
Develop those positive coping skills, reading, yoga,
Mhm.
whatever it is, taking the dog, playing with the dog, throwing the ball around the yard with the dog, whatever it is that you do. But do that every day because your brain will put up with stuff more easily if it knows the reward is coming.
Right. You do things that make you proud, and
Hmm.
suddenly you are validating yourself. And you don't need anybody else to validate you. When that
Right.
does come, it feels good and that's
Hmm.
nice. But you
Sure.
cannot rely upon that. But you can rely
Right.
upon yourself as long
Mhm.
as you're doing things that are good for you, that make you feel good, that make you feel proud of yourself. And that's what it takes. And it's simply that easy.
Right. Hmm. Yeah.
Did you watching a full season of whatever? Does that make you proud of yourself that you sat there and watched that? Probably not. Did you enjoy it? Yeah, okay. So I'm not going to knock that. You can definitely enjoy those things, but do things that make you feel good about yourself.
Mm.
Put time and energy into that, man.
All right. That's where your energy should be going for sure.
So, any burning desires, any bitches, moans, complaints, anything you want to ask us, send them to questions at therapyonzip.com and we'll do our
All
best.
right. All right. We'll answer even the hard ones, maybe.
Yeah. Mhm.
Except we get some of those comments and we're like, yeah, we're gonna pass those up.
That comes with territory. You put yourself out there and
Hmm.
careful what you wish for.
Well, Tom, it was great to see you again as always.
Same. I hope you have an amazing rest of today and a great weekend.
Yeah, you as well.